Jai Hind, everyone. Welcome to the new series called What's Up This Week, brought to you by the Joe Squad. I'm Ayaan Ahmed, and today we will go through this week's current affairs for your SSB as well as your defense competitive exams. So, in this case, we will be going through the events that have happened from 7th to 13th of September. And every Sunday, a video will be uploaded. So if you are preparing for any defense exam or any competitive exam or even for SSB, ये इसकी knowledge तुम्हें होना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. So let's get on with it. So this is the PPT which I'll be showing you guys every week. Yeah, this is the series called What's Up This Week, and every week we will keep on showing you the series of things that have happened from day wise. जैसे we'll start with 7 September. 7 September we'll start with. Now there's been a new treatment of basically there's drug resistant TB जो होती है उसके against there's been a new treatment. इसके ये 4 drugs हैं. You don't need to know them, but you should know there are 4 drugs, and now the new regimen capable of treating drug resistant TB in 6 months. पहले it used to take 20 months. Okay, this you should know. Let's go on to the next slide. Yet in a whole project to cover more dry areas in Karnataka. Yet in a whole project, as you know, South India, mein, there's been a lot of different, drinking water problems. People don't have drinking water to drink. So this has been created by the government. Yet in a whole integrated drinking supply project. So in this, the targeted areas are Kolar and Chikballapur, implemented through tapping of streams in Western Ghats. Western Ghats, because Karnataka is that side. So just have an idea of the map in your head. Baki, we can go ahead. Again, very important. Delhi's government expenditure has come down by 86% because Delhi had used to get a lot of fund because of the big projects that used to happen at, because of the decrease in funding. Delhi, the backlash faced. You should read this point. Backlash faced as Delhi government denied fund availability for regional rapid transit system. Delhi was supposed to make this RRTS, but they said they didn't have funds. But बाद में लोगों को पता चला through RTI and everything that they did have funds. Now because of that, the central government has reduced the funds given to Delhi government. Next is Aprajita bill. Very important. This is very important for your defense exams or any exam, because as it is, it's a big event that has happened in the last 1 month. Aprajita Women and Child West Bengal Criminal Law Amendment Bill. The name of the bill, very important. What does it demand? It demands death penalty for different kinds of rape. It has gone to the president's assent. As you people who have read pol science, उनको पता होगा कि कैसे बिल पास होता है. You know, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, President, everything. So keep this in mind. Then NTCA letter on relocation from tiger zones draws anger. What does this mean? There are basically what they're saying is that जो villages हैं, tribal villages or any type of village that are in the tiger hotspots, उनको खाली करने के लिए बोला है. उनको बोलने के लिए आप जाओ इधर से. You know, so there are 53 tiger reserves in India, 19 states, and 484 villages that are being told to go. So all these angry villagers have written a letter against Environmental Minister Bhupendra Yadav to seek either resettlement or some other solution. India's flag bearers for closing, because obviously abhi tak to, as you will see this video, Paralympics khatam ho chuka hai. So there will be a lot of old sports news isme, but please bear with us because end mein all of it will be kya kehte hai, will be handled with. Now, Preeti Pal is the first woman. This is very important. Preeti Pal is the first woman to win 2 medals at the Paralympics. This is very important for your defense exam. उसमें पूछ सकता है, who is the first woman to win 2 medals at the Paralympics? You should know, Preeti Pal. Gold medalist archer Harvinder Singh and sprinter Preeti Pal will be the flag bearers at the Paralympics 2024. All right. Number of, again, this should be 29, but it is 26 because it was written on that day. So just remember how many medals कितने मिले, ठीक है, to India. So that is 26. 21-year-old smashes the Asian records of 2.08 meter in the T64 category. कौन? High jumper Praveen Kumar. You should know. He broke the Asian record. Okay. Again, sports news very important. बाद में you'll see a lot of different sport news and you'll see a lot of articles. In this, one thing I forgot to mention is that there'll be a lot of articles that are there in between the slides and जिसके link description में दे रखे हैं. We believed that those articles are very good reads, very important for you to read for your general knowledge, for your GD, if you're preparing for SSB, for your GD and lecturate. So please, after this, please go through those articles because they are very, very important for your current affairs and general knowledge. Let's move on to September 8th. Another very important thing which I want to point out is if you're preparing for SSB, this is a very important point. इस पे there's something called Chinese debt trap. ठीक है? How is China, taking over Africa? There is an entire plan that China has, okay, which it is executing through giving, China stops short of providing debt relief to African nations. ठीक है? What is China doing there? वो पैसे देता है to build infrastructure for African countries because उनको जरूरत है पैसों की, तो वो उनको पैसे देता है, बदले में they build their own, ports, they build their own bases to get control over that place or over that region. Okay, so that is what China is doing. They are going towards global domination. Okay, so Chinese debt trap, very very important for your lecturate and GD. Please, after this, just type in Chinese debt trap on the Google search bar. उसमें आ जाएगा. Write a page on it, practice it, and say it. That is very very important. फोकैक इसका फुल फॉर्म पूछ सकते हैं, फोरम ऑफ चाइना अफ्रीकन कॉर्पोरेशन. ठीक है, दिस कैन कम इन योर एग्जाम्स. सर्वे ऑफ Amazon to look for the quantity of carbon held. Amazon rainforest patch in Colombia being examined. 30 tropical forest sites across the world have been surveyed. 30. Important. Despite the biodiversity, about half the region's carbon resides in just 2% of its species. मतलब the half 50% of the carbon in the entire rainforest resides in just 2% of the species. There is a huge gap. Okay? So people are researching as to why this is happening. Pakistan admits its role in the 1999 Kargil battle for the first time. Pakistan Army Chief General Asim Munir publicly admits the role that Pakistan had. In 2010, Pakistan had put out the names of 350 Pakistani soldiers on the official website of the army under a section called Shohada Martyrs Corner. Shohada Martyrs Corner पूछ सकते हैं. What is a Martyrs Corner called? In Pakistan, Shohada. You should know that. Munir also referred to the Kashmir issue as a global problem. Okay. Delhi Master Plan 2041, the pending for approval with center. Okay, this is a master plan that Delhi had been planning for a long time, which it planned to execute in 2041, but it has already been delayed for 3 years. Okay? It is drafted under the DDA Act of 1957. Master plan is crucial for urban planning and related infrastructure projects. ठीक है, तो इसके बिना बहुत चीजें खराब हो सकती हैं. External Affairs Minister to attend India's first GCC Foreign Ministers meet. What is GCC? GCC is the Gulf Country Council. Yeah, GCC is the Gulf Country Council. Gulf country कौन सी होती है? UAE, Saudi Arabia, all the Middle Eastern countries. ठीक है, they'll meet in Riyadh. He'll go there for अपना this. I think he's already gone. S. Shankar. He's already gone there. What is the main focus of this GCC meet? Again, very generic points: trade, investment, energy cooperation, cultural ties. Okay, so nothing new, but you should know that this meeting was held in September. First Punjab, now Delhi to implement PM Shri. Pradhan Mantri Schools for Rising India to be implemented in the capital. The scheme has a budget of over 27,000 crore. and aims to upgrade 14,400 government schools as part of the NEP. Government schools में अभी NEP implement हुआ नहीं है because obviously they don't have funding. But because of this, पहले पंजाब में हुआ था, now Delhi has also started this thing, and धीरे धीरे it will move on to the rest of India. This is not important that much. 85% Indian districts exposed to extreme climate events. Study conducted by IPE Global and ESRI India. Major states affected are Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and Maharashtra. Okay, what is this? This is why extreme climate events. You've seen news में बहुत देखा होगा, flood आ रहे हैं, ये आ रहा है, वो आ रहा है. Tornadoes are coming. This is coming. That is coming. So all of this is due to what? Global warming. One issue. Okay. But there are only certain pockets that are being affected. You won't see, Jammu Kashmir में बाढ़ आ रही है अभी. I'm sure आती होगी, but अभी recently it is in this region. Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, which are, prone to landslides. So whenever you're attempting a question, try to think कि भाई कहाँ कहाँ मैंने न्यूज़ देखी है. Delhi, although Delhi is not here, but Delhi में भी काफी, there have been cases. So just remember these mote states that are being affected by extreme climate events. Okay. Then more than 1.47 billion people to be at risk by 2036. Okay. So this you should know. September 9th. Let's move on to September 9th. Biren calls for targeted move on militant camps. Manipur CM, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, has called action by Central Security Forces. Why? Because there was a drone attack on September 1st, which killed at least 9 people. Okay? So, motor story you should know. Government dissolves panel of statistics and survey. So, okay. So, one thing that I want to tell you is that in this week, a lot of things have happened related to research. ठीक है. इंडिया का डिसेनियल सेंसस था which was scheduled in 2021. ठीक है, which it did not happen. It got delayed. The Union Ministry of Statistics Program Implementation has quietly dissolved 14-member Standing Committee on Statistics. This SCOS. SCOS का full form पूछ सकते हैं. SCOS कौन head करता था? Pranab Sen. And why it was dissolved? Because the census that they were supposed to take was not taken. ठीक है. So किसने किया? Union Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. You don't need to remember this, but you should know that इसमें 14 member थे जिनको dissolve कर दिया, उस committee को dissolve कर दिया गया है. Okay. Next is Ukraine looks to India on joining the Swiss peace process. After the first summit in June, India has issued a statement dissociating itself from its outcome as it did not involve Russia and Ukraine. Okay. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky proposes a retrospective move by India to join the peace process ahead of plans for a second peace summit in October and November. Again, peace summit that is supposed to be held in October and November, वो उसमें इंडिया भी आ रही है. इंडिया provides its own points as to how peace can be obtained, yada yada yada. Again, first article to read. This is what I was talking about. This how changes in the level of Arctic sea ice can change monsoon patterns in India. Good read by the Hindu. Very good read. If you have time, please go ahead. Link is in the description of all these articles that are going to come also. So please go ahead. Al Nahyan arrives in New Delhi. Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi. What's his name? Al Nahyan. What are the aims for strong ties between UAE and India? Okay. Then discussion on energy and connectivity. This is what you need to know. All the highlighted things. Okay. Crown Prince came, wanted to talk on energy and connectivity amid escalating tensions in West Asia, wanted strong ties between UAE and India. India and US to swap terms. Very, 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 very important. Quad summit that is supposed to be held in 2025. India to now host the summit in 2025. And the Quad summit will be held in Delaware this year on September 21st. All these four countries कौन कौन सी होती हैं? Australia, US, Japan, and India. All right. So very important. This year it is being held in Delaware. Next year India will host it. Very important from exam point of view. Another very important slide, very important for any defense exam or SSB. India's military diplomacy in top gear with back-to-back exercises. Okay, let's read. India-US bilateral army exercise Yuddh Abhyas. Yuddh Abhyas commences at the Mahajan Field Firing Range in Rajasthan. Yuddh Abhyas, कौन? India, US, Army. Okay, Rajasthan. Yuddh Abhyas. Next is Indian Air Force largest multilateral exercise Tarang Shakti is is underway at Jodhpur. All right, which is going on right now. Countries participating includes Australia, Greece, Japan, Singapore, Sri Lanka, UAE, and the US. Biggest. Okay, very very important. What is it called? Tarang Shakti. Then Army is Yuddh Abhyas. Next is Malabar exercise scheduled to be held in first half of October. Malabar exercise everyone knows. Shortly after that, an Indian Army mechanized infantry contingent will head to Russia for exercise Indra. Exercise Indra, mechanized infantry, Russia. This is what you need to know. Very important slide. Please stop the video. You want to note something down, please note it down. Very, very important. Okay, this is the final slide for the Paralympics. Paralympics अब तक खत्म हो चुके थे. 7 gold medals, 9 silver medals, 13 bronze medals with a total of 29 total medals. Best Indian performance till now and ranked 18th in the world. Amazing. Track and field contributed 17 medals and 4 gold medals. उनमें से 17 में से. So it's a big step up for India Paralympics. Government of government group of ministers, sorry, government group of ministers to decide on tax on health life insurance. There's been a big row going on whether health related products should be taxable or not, or should have less tax. Then life insurance less tax होना चाहिए था. तो इस पे अभी चर्चा चल रही है. And approval to on reduction of GST rate on 3 cancer drugs. You don't need to know these big names, don't worry. But you do need to know that it has been reduced to from 12% to 5%. Cancer drugs 12% to 5% reduce कर दिया है government ने. ठीक है. बाकी nothing else here. Next is talks on college attendance norms. Delhi High Court urges center to start consultation with stakeholders on the need for mandatory attendance in colleges. Okay, so all these college people who are watching this video, please start going to college. तुम्हें भी affect करता है ये सब. ठीक है. So this is again not something that you need to ratify or anything. Just general knowledge होनी चाहिए तुम्हें इसमें. Then Madhya Pradesh forms panel to redraw district and division boundaries. Why? Because district like Sagar, Dhar, and Ujjain have administrative issues owing to their large sizes. Okay, they're having administrative issues. That's why they need to be broken off into smaller parts, ताकि administration थोड़ा आसान हो जाए. So that is why they're redrawing district and division boundaries. Next is another one article to read. Next census should be the last enumeration based one. All right. Next is over 70% child deaths in India are linked to malnutrition. Good read. Again, I've read this. Next is possible meet of NSA. What is NSA? If anyone knows what NSA is, please tell. It is National Security Advisor. All right, it is very important. You should know you should know the full form of this. Who is the NSA? Ajit Doval should also know this. Then the meet between Ajit Doval and Wang Yi may be possible owing to the 4-year-old military standoff at the LSC. Again, not something that you really need to memorize, but you should know who the NSA is and कितने साल से चल रहा है. This is all important. Very important slide. Very important slide. Center signs contract with HAL for Su-30 MKI engines. 26,000 crore contract has been signed between the Defense Ministry and HAL for 240 aero engines. Okay. The Russian engines are assembled under the license by HAL in India. These engines will be manufactured by Koraput division of HAL. 30 engines per year will be supplied over the period of next 8 years. 30 into 8, 240. During manufacturing, HAL is keen to take support from MSMEs, public and private industries. Okay. You should know that 240, 30 engines into 8 years by HAL to Indian Air Force. India UAE Inc. Pact for Civil Nuclear Cooperation. In a first, India and UAE signed a MOU for civil nuclear cooperation on September 9th. The deal is between the Nuclear Power Corporation in India and Emirates Nuclear Energy Company, led Baraka Nuclear Power Plant Operations and Maintenance. Okay. This MOU is a result of discussions between India and UAE spanning over next few years since 2019. On September 19, 2022, the foreign ministers of India, France, and UAE met in New York City and launched a trilateral cooperation format. The second MOU for long-term LNG supply between Abu Dhabi National Oil Corporation and Indian Oil Corporation was also signed. Yeah. Third MOU between ADNOC and India Strategic Petroleum Services was also signed. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go on to what you should know, Ismail. Abu Dhabi Oil National Oil Company and Indian Oil Corporation. कौन सा? Second. Third, ADNOC and Indian Strategic Petroleum Reserve Limited. This you need to know. What is the full form of ADNOC? Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. कितने MOU साइन हुए थे? 3. ठीक है? That's it. 2 ASW vessels. Very important slide again because तुम्हें भी पता है whoever has given defense exam before, who has given CDS, who has given any exam before, NDA exam दिया होगा. You guys know that इसमें हमेशा एक क्वेश्चन तो आता ही है from newly commissioned ships, newly commissioned submarines, newly commissioned anything. ठीक है? तो प्लीज राइट इट डाउन. क्या नाम है, क्या क्या हुआ है? 2 एंटी सबमरीन वॉरफेयर शैलो वाटर वाटरक्राफ्ट वेसल्स वर लॉन्च एट द कोचिन शिपयार्ड. कहाँ लॉन्च हुआ है? कोचिन शिपयार्ड. ओके. सबसे पहला पॉइंट. फोर्थ एंड फिफ्थ सीरीज ऑफ 8 वाटरक्राफ्ट. ओके. endurance of 1800 nautical miles. Okay, not that important. What are their names? INS Malpe and INS Mulki. ठीक है, ये याद रखना. Indigenously developed sonar. Okay, indigenously developed could be important because it is indigenous. Indigenization is happening in India, so they can ask questions on this. My class will replace the in-service upper class ASW corvettes. Okay, not that important. September 11th. All right. Hopefully, you guys know what happened on September 11th if you've seen the memes. Baki, let's move on. Monkeypox patient at Lok Nayak Hospital stable. Okay, monkeypox patient एक patient था. Okay, he is in Delhi. नहीं, I'm not sure where he is. No, sorry. So he was the first reported case of monkeypox. He had a travel history, and the patient has been treated in isolation. ठीक है, nothing to really learn. Steering through troubled waters, questions on the Yetna Hole project continue to haunt the government. Okay, Yetna Hole project, very, very important. Remember the name and what it's doing. Where is it happening? Karnataka. India has a 4-point principle to end Russia-Ukraine conflict. What are the 4 points given by External Affairs Minister? There should be a time of peace. There should be no solutions to the war on battlefield. Russia must be at the table for any successful peace operation, peace process. Important. India is concerned and engaged in trying to find a solution. Obviously, nothing new here. Okay? External Affairs Minister also says that India is not closed to do business from China. The issue is which sectors do you do business and what terms do you do business on. Okay? So nothing new here. Donald Lu to visit India and Bangladesh. Who is Donald Lu? US Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asia, Donald Lu. Okay. याद रखना, Donald Lu, South and Central. Okay. That is how you remember it. He's here for a 2+2 foreign and defense ministers intersessional dialogue. ठीक है. They'll they'll talk to each other on foreign policies and defense policies and everything like that. Then next is PM convenes first meeting of National Research Fund Board. What is happening here? Again, what I said pehle, India this week has been really big for research. The Government Board of Anusadhan National Research Foundation, ANRF, very important, very, very important, ठीक है, aims the need to identify and remove obstacles in country's research ecosystem. ये नया नया इन्होंने establish किया है to basically make research more efficient in India. ठीक है, इंडिया में इतने सारे स्मार्ट लोग हैं, इतने सारे IIT दिस दैट रिसर्च में इतने घुसे रहते हैं, but India is not progressing as the other countries are in research. Why? There is some obstacle which they are trying to find out what it is. ठीक है, is it funding, is it people, is it anything else? ठीक है, ये सब चीजें they're trying to find out, and the ANRF is considered as a step up over the existing funding arrangement and meant to encourage research fundings to state universities using 50,000 crore corpus. ठीक है, 50,000 crore corpus है इनके पास इन रिसर्च को फंड करने के लिए इन इंडिया. सो इट्स अ बिग थिंग, वेरी बिग थिंग. ठीक है, इन दिस पास्ट वीक, जस्ट रिमेंबर, इन दिस पास्ट वीक सितंबर रियली बिग फॉर रिसर्च, 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 रिसर्च. पहले भी एक स्लाइड थी ऑन रिसर्च ऑन दी सर्वे वाला. देन इज द ग्रोथ ऑफ क्रेडिट. ओके, sectors such as infrastructure, metal and engineering have seen a lot of growth. ठीक है, ये याद रखना. बट मतलब याद रखने की तुम्हें बस पता होना चाहिए. ठीक है, दिस could lead to India's banking system facing liquidity challenges. Next is Polaris Dawn, very important. Polaris Dawn mission, SpaceX first mission launching all civilian crew for first private spacewalk in orbit. ठीक है, what is its name? Polaris Dawn. 4-member civilian crew and they're non-professional astronauts. ठीक है, so this is a very big thing. It is happening पहली बार हिस्ट्री में हो रहा है. ठीक है, ऐसे. So remember this. Who is doing SpaceX? SpaceX कौन है? Elon Musk. Then is September 12th. We're coming near the end. Union Cabinet approves health cover for all aged 70 and above. Very, very, very important. Very big thing. ठीक है, that has happened. आयुष्मान भारत प्रधानमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना. ठीक है, वेरी बिग नेम. ठीक है, आई डोंट थिंक यू नीड टू मतलब लर्न कर लेना इसको. बेसिकली इट इज फॉर दी सीनियर सिटीजन. ठीक है, इट प्रोवाइड्स फ्री हेल्थ कवर. ठीक है, बेनिफिट 4.5 करोड़ फैमिलीज एंड 6 करोड़ सीनियर सिटीजन. ठीक है, very very important, and a new card will be issued under the scheme. So if you have any grandparents who are aged, who are above 70, please tell them to get this done. It is a very nice scheme. Okay, so मुंबई बेस्ड एंटॉड फार्मास्यूटिकल्स. ठीक है, इनको इन सेंट्रल ड्रग स्टैंडर्ड कंट्रोल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हैज सस्पेंडेड परमिशन गिवन टू दिस फॉर आई ड्रॉप विच क्लेम टू ट्रीट प्रेसबायोपिया. प्रेसबायोपिया क्या होती है? बेसिकली जो ओवर टाइम तुम्हारी आंख का जो फोकसिंग पावर होती है दैट रिड्यूसेस, दे आर नॉट एबल टू फोकस ऑन ऑब्जेक्ट्स. दैट इज कॉल्ड प्रेसबायोपिया. सो दीज आई ड्रॉप्स एंटॉड सेज कि ये ट्रीट करता है, बट सेंट्रल ड्रग स्टैंडर्ड कंट्रोल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हैज सेड कि नो, परमिशन विल नॉट बी गिवन. दिस इज अब वो कोर्ट में चैलेंज होगा. ठीक है, एंड इसका नाम है प्रेसवू. इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. perils of decentralization with Chinese characteristics. Again, one more thing that you should read. Very important. What is Mission Mosam? Again, research. This is a Union Cabinet approved Mission Mosam with an outlay of rupees 2,000 crore. Okay? Again, very big corpus, very big fund for Ministry of Earth Sciences, which will bolster research and development and capacity in areas like weather surveillance, modeling, forecasting, and management and atmospheric sciences. ठीक है, एक वन इज दी अपना दिस मिशन मौसम हो गया. उससे पहले क्या हुआ था? दिस अनुसाधन नेशनल रिसर्च फाउंडेशन. दिस इज रिसर्च एज अ होल. दिस इज स्पेसिफिक रिसर्च. ठीक है, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वीक फॉर रिसर्च. कैबिनेट अप्रूव्स rupees 10,900 crore scheme for e-mobility push. Monetary outlay is for the procurement of e-buses and for setting up more than 72,000 charging stations for EV batteries in cities and highways. The scheme is named as PM Electric Drive Revolution in Innovative Vehicle Enhancement and will be valid for 2 years. Okay? It offers subsidies worth rupees 3,679 crore for two e-wheelers, e-three-wheelers, e-ambulances, and e-trucks. The scheme affects Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Ahmedabad, Surat, Bangalore, Pune, and Hyderabad. ठीक है? Nothing new. Yes, I think this is the last slide. No, this is the sport news in a glance. Basically, what has happened is in chess, 7 wins and a draw for India on day one. The chess is going on, chess Olympiad. Then the nationals are going on for swimming. उसमें Tamil Nadu breaks a new 4 into 100 meter medley. So which is also very big. Who is it? Anish Goda. And इसमें नाम दिया है दिव्यान विशाली won the games. ठीक है, so keep updated with sports because sports questions काफी आते हैं. ठीक है, and we'll also keep updating you. A lot of work has been put into preparing this PPT, so please like, share, and subscribe. Inflation under 4%, but vegetable prices rise again. India's retail inflation stayed under 4% for the second consecutive month in August. Very nice, very good, because if inflation is anything less than 5% is good. Okay, for any country, especially for a country like India, for such a big country like India, anything under 4% is very good. Okay, but again, 5% से बढ़ जाते हैं, problem starts. किस में हो रही है problem? Food inflation. 5.4 to 5.7% and cross the 6% mark in rural India. ठीक है, what did cross? Food. Rural inflation rose to 4.16. अच्छा, rose to 4.16 from 4.1. ठीक है, and urban inflation stood at 3.14%. urban areas में inflation नहीं हो रहा है, but rural areas में inflation हो रहा है. ठीक है, this you should know. Numbers not that important. थोड़ा अगर याद कर सकते तो अच्छा है. ये याद रखना, 6% mark in rural India. 6% mark is quite a lot of inflation. GDP growth, India's GDP growth is undershooting the RBI's estimate of 7.1 in the first quarter. GDP growth not as much in the first quarter. This is the first quarter that is going on in the fiscal year. If you don't know, fiscal year starts from March. The ends in March, starts from April. Atishi rolls out student startup initiative with INR 40 crore seed money. To encourage budding student entrepreneurs, Delhi Education Minister Atishi launched the third edition of Business Blasters program. It was first introduced during the 2022-2023 academic session, expected to attract 2.45 lakh students. It may help find a solution to the nation's unemployment situation. Top 150 startups selected are then open for public investment. Very nice. This initiative that has been launched. It is time for India to introduce a universal basic income. Interesting. You should read it. What does dissolution of SUS entail? What was SUS? I'll show you. We've read this. कहाँ गया यार ये? This. Was it in the first day? It's not. I think I found it. This SUS, Standing Committee of Statistics. ठीक है, very important, very important. उसका एक अलग से तुम आर्टिकल भी पढ़ सकते हो. Okay, now we'll move on to the end. Domestic steel consumption to see 9%, 10% growth in fiscal year 2025. Domestic steel consumption is likely to witness a 9 to 10% growth in fiscal year in the next fiscal year. Okay, which is a lot. 9 to 10% growth is a lot. Demand for steel was robust in fiscal year quarter one on the ongoing financial year, with consumption growing at rate of 15%. Okay. This is the last slide. Again, chess has done great, and Unnati won the women's 100-meter hurdles quite comfortably in a record time of 13.93 in the South Asian Junior Athletics meet here on Thursday. Though her time here was way below her personal best of 13.66. Okay, so please, sports very important this week. Research has been very important, and all these other, जैसे the watering hole, ठीक है, Karnataka वाला, very important. Again, very important, all these things. Thank you for watching, and we'll bring you another episode next Sunday for the next week.
So that's it from today's video, and please follow us on every social media platform for more such good content. And Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.